No, good, Mustafa. Good to see you again.
Yeah, same here. How's it going?
Well, today was second day of school, so we were doing homeschooling and work and trying to keep our sanity. So I think like everyone else around the world.
Thank you, Grant, for taking time out. Obviously, I won't spend too much time on greetings, and I won't spend too much time on asking you about your childhood and your migration to New Zealand, because obviously that's been discussed quite a lot. So let's talk a bit about your cricket. Obviously, you were a T20 and ODI specialist, didn't play too much Test cricket, but the Test cricket that you did play, you played a couple of Test matches against Pakistan as well, and obviously against two of the best bowlers that we've had, Mohammad Asif and Mohammad Amir, at their peak. So tell us about that experience, how good they really were, and how did you fare against them?
I think Asif was he was particularly tough because he nibbled the ball both ways, especially on New Zealand wickets, but also he hit a length that was that in between length. As a coach, you always say hit the top of off stump, and he hit that sort of like top of off stump and just above. So I almost watching, I never faced Glenn McGrath, but I almost think he would be a sort of Glenn McGrath type bowler. He was tough, but yeah, I never really got a rhythm with Test cricket. I played 5 games over 3 years, and that was the only time I felt like I got into a rhythm of playing Test cricket and actually, okay, now I can look for runs. I always felt a little bit restricted and too defensive. So after that last game I played at the Basin, yeah, I never got another opportunity after that. So it was one-day cricket. But I think one-day cricket and T20 cricket suit my personality a little bit better. I know what to expect. I know, there's going to be a result at the end of the day. I don't have to keep thinking about what to do during the game. And I used to exhaust myself by overthinking in 5-day cricket.
One of the finest performances was against Pakistan in that Champions Trophy semi-final, when you guided your team to a very tense run chase in Johannesburg, your original hometown. So tell us a bit about that innings.
Yeah, well, what a lot of people don't know about that innings is that I actually broke my thumb against England in the game before.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I was going to be flown home. I had a good break where the bone had actually split. So I just had no use of my bottom hand, my thumb. So what we tried was the doctor actually did something called a block. So they put the band over there and they just inject in the thumb. So at the first drop, because I was number 5, I'd go into the back room. The doctor would get the syringe out, put that into my thumb. And my hand felt like that big because it was just, it was so numb. And I went into bat and I found it difficult, but yeah, I ended up just using more top hand. So it actually worked to my benefit in a way. But it was almost an innings where, for me, I was always in and out of the team. And this was an innings which sort of, I guess, marked more consistent play for New Zealand. Unfortunately, I came home, couldn't go to Dubai to play the next series because I had a broken thumb. And I did well with the ball as well in that tournament. So that was kind of like my first tournament, which I guess sort of announced me as a sort of, I guess, hopefully a mainstay within the New Zealand team.
Yeah, we obviously hated you for that innings because that obviously, threw out of the tournament. And obviously, the best moment of your career was obviously that last over 6 in that World Cup 2015 semi-final. Take us through that, the background, the emotions, your performances, and of course the crowd, what it meant to you, your countrymen, your teammates. Take us through that innings.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that went on, in that tournament and, the stories behind the scene. Things like me telling my sister to organize her wedding date for the day of the final because she said that was the date she had. And I said, the chances are is that New Zealand's never made a final and I've been told I won't even be in the squad. So that was like a long time before the tournament. And then suddenly the selectors changed their mind. I found myself in the tournament, at a semi-final, with the last 2 balls facing Dale Steyn. And, I've never been one for individual glory, and it's not about the individual. It's always about the team. I would never have been in that position if Brendan hadn't played the innings he had played, or Corey had played the innings he had played in the middle with, Taylor as well. So, there were so many performances that happen. I was just happened to be the one that was there at the end, having to hit 5 off 2 balls. So it was a fortunate position to be in because we got over the line. But if you don't, then you regret being in that position because, you know, on another day, Dale Steyn maybe, you know, rips out my middle stump or my off stump and, you know, I'm the loser on the day. So it's just the way sport is. And I think that you have to have perspective no matter what level you play it. So I think you've got to realize why you started playing the game, why you enjoy it, and always play for the team. You're always playing for your team and always playing for your country. I think that that's the most important thing.
I think you are being humble and modest because I think you came in when New Zealand were 3 down and you really, you know, played a beautiful innings, I think 80 or something, and took the game deep and gave your team the best chance to actually win. Obviously, it was luck as well, you know, Vittori edging that, I think, 3rd ball before. So, but yeah, what an amazing match.
Oh, exactly. South Africa had their chances. Like, I think I was almost run out twice. I was dropped maybe twice towards the end. There was numerous chances where they could have taken the game away from us, but it just wasn't meant to be. And, you know, one of the things that they were unfortunate to have happen was when AB de Villiers was going wild, suddenly the rain came down. So it was reduced game by 6 overs. So we needed 290, I think it was, or 44 or 42 overs. Funnily enough, I've never watched the game, but because of this COVID-19, they replayed the game and someone texted me and said, oh, you know, you're batting, it's almost the end of the game. So I got my kids, so I got a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they watched it. And my little 5-year-old, he had never seen it before, so he was watching it and he was getting really intense. And, you know, he celebrated at the end. It was like it was live for him, which is quite cool to special moments, that sort of stuff.
Exactly. You know, these memories actually stick. I hope he goes on to, you know, play and perform for New Zealand. Yeah. While we are at it, you know, tell us a bit about that last over 6 against Mohammad Sami in the PSL, because, you know, that was one of our highlights.
Yeah. Gee, we were 9 wickets down. I think there were four balls in the over. And it was one of those things. I just sort of thought, well, he's been bowling back of a length to me the whole time, back of a length and short. He's not going to go Yorker. He's going to keep going there. So I was just like, if it is anywhere in that area, I'm going to have a go at it, finish the game. So because my experience, and I think that this is where experience is important. Like everyone says, oh, T20 is a young man's game. We saw with Multan this year, lots of old guys in the team. And I've played in a team they were calling the Dad's Army. In New Zealand, it was all guys that were close to 40, and we won it. We won the tournament. So you do need experience because you have all of these experiences over your whole career, and then suddenly you can draw on them, know what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of my experiences, when it comes down to that last over, sometimes you actually just have to you have to take a risk, because if I get a single there, you end up losing the game anyway. Or you're leaving it up to someone else. And I think, you know, as a middle order player, you've got to be a finisher, and you take the responsibility of the results of the game. And there's no better feeling as a middle order player to be there at the end, not out, and having won the game.
I think that 6 and that bad drop was probably one of the highlights of PSL. But I'll just finish it off with a quick rapid fire with us. So I'll give you 2 choices, and then you have to choose one. So I'll start with an easy one. New Zealand or South Africa?
New Zealand.
Okay. Red ball or white ball?
White ball.
Sir Richard Hadlee or Imran Khan?
Oh. You know, I saw Imran bowl, but I'm going to have to go for Sir Richard because he's a Kiwi.
Okay, Sir Richard Hadlee or Shane Bond? As a bowler?
I'm going to go Bond.
Yeah. MCG or Lords?
MCG.
Simon Toffel or Aleem Dar?
Aleem Dar.
Martin Crowe or Kane Williamson?
Kane.
IPL or PSL?
Oh, I'm going to go PSL. I've never played in the IPL, so I'm going to have to say PSL.
Zainab Abbas or Erin Holland?
I spent a lot of time with Zainab in the studio. She was really awesome to work with.
Great.
Safe.
See you again.
Thanks a lot, mate. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.